What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Blindside Blitz. I am Jim McPhee, and right there is Mr. Joe DeCapita.
Me? Who, me? What's going on, Blitz Nation? What's going on? Let's get this thing rolling. We're going to be talking some football with you guys. We got some things to go over, everybody. There's some big signings that happened today. You know, guy by the name of Sauce. You might have heard of him with the New York Jets. Guy by the name of Trey Smith with the Chiefs. But also, there was also something interesting. Me and Jimmy did a top 5 in quarterbacks for this right now, currently, who we thought currently right now were the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. And we got a little bit of heat, especially from the Eagles fans. They're a little pissed off at us. It said Jalen Hurts definitely deserves to be top 5. We didn't think so. And you know who else agrees with us, Jim?
Mm-hmm.
Current NFL executives, coaches, staff members, GMs, they agree with us that Jalen Hurts is not, in fact, a top 5 quarterback. And we're going to dive into that and give you the rest of our top 10. We did top 5. We're going to go from 6 through 10, give you the rest of our list. But, Jim, before we get all that, how the hell have you been?
Busy, man. I enjoyed my week off here with the 4th of July and all that stuff. So, had some fun, some sun, and got a lot of pool time. So I'm excited. I'm invigorated now. So I'm feeling pretty good. So it was a good week, and I'm excited to get back, though, because, again, news is starting to pick up. Camps are going to get started pretty soon. So, let's talk about it, Joe. Let's get right into it, huh? All right. So, as everybody knows, I mean, that's the talking point that everybody's talking about right now. But I feel we had to go live and talk about this because I feel that Joe and we're going to have a different kind of take on this whole thing, right? Everybody today, since the list has come out and stuff, they're all just like appalled, they're all only talking about Jalen Hurts for some reason. All right. Like the rest of this list is okay. Right. Like there's nothing else to debate on this list or something, but everybody, it's like, this must be the thing that they're fed, by their producers. Yeah. Like, dude,
right.
You got to talk Jalen Hurts. This shit is money when you put it out there.
I get
because I mean, I get it. With some people too complaining.
He won
about
the Super Bowl. I get it.
Ninth, though. But there's a few to break down with this. And we're going to give up our list too. Like Joe said, early, couple, like a month or so ago now, probably now, Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
We did our top 5 quarterback list, and it was vastly different. I don't have the graphic here, but I can read it off to you, Joe. Your top 5 from where we left off, which again was a bit crazy too, that people also debated online, but it was great. So was mine, you know what I mean? And that's the thing why we always do our own too. And we're putting our name on it. People talk about these executives and coaches and scouts. They don't have, it's all anonymous, right? So we put our name on it. Here it is. No. But Joe's top 5 so far was Joe Burrow, number 1, Jared Goff, 2, Baker Mayfield, 3, Lamar Jackson, 4, and Patrick Mahomes. So the only thing that he technically agrees with this list right here is Lamar Jackson at number 4. Mine so far has Patrick Mahomes number 1, Joe Burrow number 2, Lamar Jackson number 3, Josh Allen number 4, and Jared Goff rounds out my top 5. We're going to get to our 6 through 10 in just a little bit, but let's talk about this list again, Joe.
Let's do
all
that.
Right, so right here, they have Patrick Mahomes number 1. You can't really argue with that. I know you put Patrick Mahomes down at your number 5 on this with your own, excuses for that or reasons why he did that, right? But
there's
you can't really
here, Jim. Only truth.
Only truth. So you can't argue even that Patrick Mahomes. You can debate the couple top kind of guys,
yes.
But and I get that, he plays at a high level, multiple Super Bowls, multiple AFC championship
super
games,
successive,
still playing at a great level.
Except for last year.
Yeah, I get that, but still good. And still, probably one of the top here. So
definitely
Josh Allen now, he slipped out of your top 5. He was number 4 for mine, was it? Josh Allen number 4 for my list.
I think so, yeah.
What do you think about with that? Now, Josh Allen, number 2, you can't really argue with that, right? I mean, because some people do see him. I mean, again, when you look at this top 5 or top 3, like these are elite guys. So you can jumble them, I feel like, anywhere you like them, who you like better or whatever and stuff, because if you want to debate like how they say with Jalen Hurts, he's got a Super Bowl ring. Well, Josh Allen doesn't, but he's also made, multiple AFC championship games, deep in the playoffs. You can see the talent on the field too. But
Let's get one thing straight too is I
crazy
don't care
though. So
I don't care about championship wins, Super
right.
Bowl wins. This is about the best overall quarterback. That's really what it comes down to. Forget all the Pro Bowls that they won so far in their career. Like that's what we got to set the record straight with some of our know-it-alls that were watching that were really pissed about our both of our lists.
Hmm.
They just didn't comprehend the fact that we're not doing it off of their career. We're not doing it off of just last season. We're doing it currently heading into this season. What we were able to gather in terms of data and information from last year leading into this year and our own opinions that makes our list up. So that's kind of what we're trying to get the point across here. It's not about what they've done in the past. It has nothing to do with any of that stuff. So it's what we believe based on their production currently and their overall play as a quarterback for the respected teams. So just wanted to get that out there real quick.
Right, exactly. So, Josh Allen there again. I mean, there's some debate there. I feel like because I looked at last year's list and how did Joe Burrow lose a ground from number 2 and then go down to number 3 in this one to Josh Allen?
Doesn't make sense. It's
Because what did he
popularity.
not do that Josh Allen actually did? And
But that's
in
the
this one.
thing. That's why these lists are they're all opinionated. Yes, there are some factors taken into consideration for sure, like stats, like recent stats, like last year's stats, what
Hmm.
the personnel is, roster wise, for their current team, and then going into the season, just how people believe they're going to do well or fail or whatnot. So there's all those aspects to making these lists put together, and then this is what people think. So for the majority, we can't say all because we first of all we don't even know who exactly did these votes or lists or whatever.
Hmm.
But the what we can assume is that it's the majority, and what they broke down is the majority of the league believes that this should be the hierarchy of quarterbacks.
Hmm. All right, so again, there's Josh Allen at 2, and then you got Joe Burrow 3. So top 3 for me, I'm like, again, are debatable. They're up and down, but nothing's truly shocking.
Mhm,
Um, Lamar Jackson, you had him at 4, I had him
mhm,
at 3.
mhm.
So again, I think he's a great talent here. I think that's even for me, debatable, close. But the
Well,
one
it's funny.
shocker for me is Jayden Daniels at number 5. That
Yeah,
kinda stood out
yeah.
to me.
Yeah, I mean, Lamar is definitely debatable, and some people are on the opposite side of the spectrum and saying, "Hey, Lamar Jackson's not a top 5 quarterback,
Well,
point
I think
blank,
that's nuts.
period." Like, he's
Yeah.
just not. We've seen what happens in pressure situations in the playoffs. He goes into a shell, he stops running, stops utilizing what got him there, and then tries to prove a point by playing pocket quarterback, which he can't do. So there's that side of it, but there's also like, listen, he plays the quarterback position. He can make the throws. Not all the throws, but he can make the majority of the throws. He's gotten better over time. Tag that with his lethal athletic ability, and that's kind of where you get the arguments for against with Lamar Jackson. But to your point with the list with Jaden Daniels,
What?
after 1 year? You mean to tell me after 1 year, we're crowning this guy top 5?
Top 5 already.
We're crowning him already after 1 year of production. And don't get me wrong, this is a rarity, guys.
Mhm.
Like, rookies don't just pop on the scene and do this. Like, it is amazing what he was able to accomplish last season as a rookie. It what I wasn't Here's what I'll say. I was one of his biggest proponents when he was coming out in the draft. Thought he was electric. You can't miss on this guy. If you need a quarterback, this should be the guy. And I'm not as surprised, but I am surprised on just how successful he was his first year.
Mhm.
This crap doesn't happen, guys.
Right.
This is not this is like a needle in a haystack moment here.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I get it. He had a phenomenal rookie year, but you can't automatically put him in top 5 overall quarterback play. Let's see what he does in his sophomore year before we have that conversation next year, where defense has got a really good look on him, that now they got film on him. Listen, we've seen the same thing happen to CJ Stroud and the
Mhm.
Houston Texans. Rookie year, phenomenal. The following year, he wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either. So let's kind of, temper expectations, everyone.
Right, right. And a guy, like you said, rookie year, a surprise, to most, especially what he was able to do with
Mhm.
Washington with what little offensive line he had on top of it.
Yeah.
Still 25 touchdowns, 9 picks though, too. Again, and that's what I mean. I mean, for top five, I mean, for a rookie year, I think that's crazy. I need more. I need
Yeah.
more. You know what I mean? And to bump some
Right.
guys that they had even last year on this list like
Mhm.
that,
Yeah.
and put him in instantly at 5, I think was ridiculous. So Jayden Daniels, I don't think should be on this list at all.
Mhm.
I get it that they want to kind of be. They did something here when they wanted to say this list. They want to be fresh. They want to be young. They threw Aaron Rodgers for off this list for the first time in like a decade or something like that. So he's one of the older guys that's off. And then even Matthew Stafford, they put a little further down here at 6. But still the oldest
Yeah,
guy
that's
on the
fine.
list at 37. But still, Matthew Stafford at 6, I think is good. And what do you think about Justin Herbert on this list though? Too, I thought that's a reach with Justin because Justin had pretty good numbers
Where
throughout his
they have
career. He
where
had
they
him
have
at
him.
7, like right after Matthew Stafford, which I think he's played really well. But then at times when you're watching Justin Herbert, you're looking at him and almost like, I don't know, is he really as good? Because when he was signed on to be, the quarterback for the Chargers, he was like kind of like a top ranked guy. And since then, he hasn't really brought his team deep into the playoffs, contended with really Mahomes at all, or, the Bills and things like that. He hasn't brought the Chargers to that status that these other teams have. And still, now that you've got Jim Harbaugh there, they make a bit of a run
Mhm.
and they were soft. So Justin Herbert still, I think, needs more to prove to say that he's kind of top 7, I guess, in this league.
I I don't know, man. I got a little bit of a different, opinion on this. So Herbert's kind of been an average quarterback in terms of what you see on the football field and stat wise through the course of his career.
Mhm.
Um, However, when he turns it on, he is a legit top 10 quarterback, hands down. Like I've seen him have winning moments, like come from behind, game winning moments where it was like, wow, that's the Herbert we need all the time. Yes, but there's two sides to it as well. Every quarterback in this league, I don't care how we rank these guys. Every
Mhm.
quarterback has bad games. Every quarterback makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect in this league, and it's the ultimate team game. So
Mhm.
for Herbert, unfortunately, he's had kind of like a bad run in terms of personnel around him. Let's just call it what it is. When's the last time he's had a stone cold killer type of wide receiving core? Like all three guys were deadly. Never since he's been drafted. They've had a couple here and there.
Mhm.
They,
Mhm.
they've had a couple guys where he could lean on a little bit more or throw the ball a little bit more, look for and all that. But the guy just hasn't had a complete team around him. For the first time now, you're seeing a complete offensive line in front of him. He's got two running backs behind him, but we still are missing that element at receiver,
Mhm.
everyone. We
Mhm.
we still so we're not going to see the Herbert that Charger fans want to see. And with Jim Harbaugh and his impression on the offense and how he wants things run, they're not putting all the pressure on Herbert. They're like, look, the running game, the running backs, that's where all the pressure's on. You guys got to produce. You guys got to stay healthy and produce for us. And Herbert's going to fill in where he needs to. So I think overall for Herbert, I think he's a very productive quarterback when needed to be. But unfortunately, with the offense that he's in currently, there's not a whole lot asked of him. But he does capitalize when need be.
Yeah, yeah, I hear you. And again, I'm not saying that he's not a top 10, but I don't know, maybe 70. I think a lot of this stuff is kind of, debatable. All right. Jared Goff, I agree with that. He's on the list. He probably should be up further. Baker Mayfield on the list too here. So that rounds
Wow.
up. And Jalen Hurts, everybody knows here, number 9. So Baker Mayfield rounds it up at top 10. So there's your top 10 list that the executives have done.
Hmm.
Um, Joe, are you surprised now with that list that there's somebody that they left off that you think should be on that list? Obviously, we have our own here.
Uh,
But but
I mean, and it's weird because we don't even know why they have him ranked that way. Like, are they going off of last year's statistics just solely?
projections
Are
for
they going? Are they
2025, right?
right? Are they
Mhm.
projecting for this season, and that's why they have him ranked the way they do?
Mhm.
It's weird because
That's
we
what it
just don't
seems like to
know
me.
the mindset behind their list, so we're looking at it for what it is. But ah, I mean, honestly, like when I look at some of the quarterbacks that are left over and everything, you think of like you know C.J. Stroud. To me, I know he didn't have the greatest year last year and everything, but this is a guy who knows how to throw the ball. This guy has proven it in his rookie. It was a little harder for him in his sophomore year, but that was also because, missing your number one option for, several weeks, your offensive line in shambles with injuries. Like, there's a lot of things that go into it. And I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just saying that everybody has to deal with things. But at the same time, it was just a bad run for the Texans altogether. And I think Stroud would have had way better numbers had it maybe gone the other way. So I'm a little surprised that Stroud automatically kind of got overlooked for even the lower end of the top 10. I'm a little surprised. You said Jalen Hurts, what was that, 10
Was at 9. And
or
that's one
9?
that everybody's kind of making the stink about now here.
Well,
Jalen Hurts at
okay.
9.
Well, let's take Jalen Hurts into consideration right here. So we'll talk a little bit about him, and then maybe you'll see how we
Yeah,
finish off
we'll
our
look at
top
our list.
tens.
Yep.
But 2,900 throwing yards last year, 18 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. It's not bad, but it's also not great either.
Yeah.
It's not elite level type of numbers. And if you watched this year, and there was an expert that came out, he tweeted at some, I forgot who it was, but it wasn't like someone from ESPN or NFL Network. It was someone like kind of independent almost, a journalist that said that for Jalen Hurts, the reason why he had successful numbers with this whole current regime is that Saquon Barkley was the missing piece. That
Mhm.
Saquon Barkley, they relied heavily on Saquon's running ability and receiving ability to make that offense work and to relieve the pressure off of Jalen Hurts' shoulders.
Mhm.
And it showed. Like, listen, they were heavy, they were running heavy to relieve that pressure. So then when it came to play action, all day. Hurts has got all day to throw this ball. Devonta Smith wide open, thank you. AJ Brown for a touchdown, thank you. It made his job so much easier. And even that said, you can see it in the numbers. They didn't throw a ton. They didn't need him to throw a ton. So I can understand why some Eagles fans or even Jalen Hurts fans are upset and saying, "Well, we believe that he's higher than that. There's no way he's barely making the top 10." But I'm sorry to say, you if you don't have the elite level statistics along with your play, your production on the football field, how you are as a leader, like what you're able to do in crucial moments to help your
Mhm.
team win,
Yeah.
that's the reason why he's lower than you think. And
Yeah.
the majority of the league honestly agrees with us. We got
Mhm.
slammed in our top 5 quarterbacks just because Jalen Hurts wasn't in our top 5. They
Yeah,
were
which
upset. They thought he was top 3. No
mhm.
way. I'm sorry.
Which is kind of funny again when we get back to these lists when they make them again, right? Who are they talking to? Are they talking to the same people or are they talking to a fresh different people? I know execs change, scouts change, and stuff like
Mhm.
that too. Um,
Yeah.
because even I saw last year's list, Jalen Hurts was top 5 in their rankings last year. So he wins the Super Bowl, and now he's ranked 9th. So what
It
changed
changes
from that again?
annually.
So what does that mean? And what's your prediction for this year? Do you mean now the Eagles are going to face some more adversity this season? They don't have a top ranked defense according to some people too as well. So
They
I
haven't
think
played
I
a
think
snap.
that's yeah, exactly. So I think
Come on.
that's an interesting thing on top of it. But if you want to bring up Jalen Hurts and what he does, I understand what he has done with the team, brought him there. You've got to be a good leader.
Mhm.
He is key to that tush push that they do. But again, they
Right.
faced a lot of 4th and shorts. If you're not the Eagles, you're
You're
probably
punting,
punting most of the time.
depending on
Um,
depending on the ball, the spot of the
Placement
ball.
and where it
Yeah.
is. A year prior, Jalen Hurts, if you're trying to defend that he's a top 5
Mhm.
quarterback or
Mhm.
whatnot, somebody even said like second after Mahomes, which I think is crazy.
No,
Uh,
no.
23 touchdowns, 15 picks with a 65% throwing percentage, but
Mhm.
with 3,800 yards. That was the year
Mhm.
prior to last.
Yeah.
So again, um, it not, top 5
He's getting
worthy numbers, you know what I'm saying? Again,
close with the yards, close, but again, this just goes to show Eagles fans out there that we do know a little bit about football, and 2, the fact that Jalen Hurts, as much as you wanna glorify him and everything, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he's a
mm,
trash quarterback.
right. Yeah.
He's a really good quarterback.
Mhm.
However, if we're talking elite level, top 5, like, that's where you get into those discussions, like, elite type of quarterback play is in there. Hurts just unfortunately isn't there yet. It can change, but so
Right.
far what we've witnessed with Jalen Hurts as the Eagles quarterback is that he's had a couple of good years, sure. But when he has a running back, when he has a running game, they lean on the running game. They don't lean on Hurts. They lean on that running game, and then Hurts just capitalizes off of that running game. So it is what it is, guys. The what we see on the football field, it is. We're not saying he's bad. We're just saying he's not top 5. Is he a top 10? Yeah, we're gonna find out.
Maybe, you know what I mean? And that's what's funny too is because of probably injuries and things like
Mhm,
that too, that
mhm.
Dak Prescott has dropped out of the top 10, Aaron Rodgers, like we said too, even though Aaron Rodgers
Right.
he had a down year, but still playing at a decent level. But I feel like
Mhm.
they see him as it's his last year basically. So they're not like, all right, well, he's not a top ranked like this one, and we don't know. I'm like at his
Yeah.
age, he's probably trending downwards anyways.
Mhm.
But if you want to start talking Super Bowls and stuff like that, I mean, these guys have Super Bowl wins too. So, I mean,
True.
being a Super Bowl champion doesn't automatically crown you as top elite talent. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Right.
Like everybody brings up, um, Trent Dilfer, right? I mean, oh, he's a Super
That's a
Bowl
great
winning,
argument.
right? Yeah, exactly. Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like, okay, was he elite? Was he ever top
Mhm.
of his game?
Yeah.
I think the year that they won the Super Bowl, I think it was it this year. He had 2,555 yards, 21 touchdowns, 11 picks. I mean, all of a sudden is he allowed now to be you know, a super, an elite real quarterback after that? No, I don't think
Yeah.
so. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you don't just change. Yes, you might change the narrative a little bit and where you might place some of these guys because of overall what they've done in their career, but
Mhm.
you don't
Mhm.
automatically crown as an elite guy after that. So,
No.
and
No.
again, we talked about this, Joe. I like Jalen Hurts. I was rooting for him for a while, but the thing is too, when you're throughout your career, kind of too, there's always been the debate. Oh, he needs to step up. He needs to kind of get this going. Uh, then you're not elite like right away. Like, that's what
Right.
we're going to be looking to see with Jayden Daniels. If he can
Mhm.
return again and do something well this year, then he might be in the conversation then, one of these top elite guys. You just got to string a few together here
Jim, we got a
without pushing.
comment,
So
Jim. We got a
sure.
comment. You
All
know,
right. What do we got?
I B Shep 23 on YouTube says Justin Fields is an elite quarterback. Now, what I have to ask B Shep is how much have you had to drink tonight and or smoke? I just curious.
Just curious
Um,
out there, right?
because there's no way Fields is top 5. Fields is not even
No
top
way.
10.
It hasn't
Fields
even
not even top
yeah,
15, maybe.
no. No.
So,
No. And again,
um,
like you liked Fields when he was coming out of college
I
too. I mean,
did. I
you
did.
did. You liked him, so
I
you're
thought
rooting
he
for him.
was
So
going to end the Ohio State curse for quarterbacks, and
mhm.
no, he did not. Instead, he's just gone from one team to another, and still trying to be a starting quarterback in this league. So, gifted athlete for sure, but still hasn't been able to hold on to that starting position.
All right, so there's that list. We've talked about what we liked, what we didn't like. So let's get
Appreciate the
through.
comment though.
Our, yeah, we definitely do. We appreciate the comment out there. You know, we love your guys' opinions too, whether we disagree or not, though, too. So, probably a Jets fan out there. I'm sure he's happy about uh, the Sauce Gardner deal and Garrett Wilson here locking those
New
guys
regime,
in. So there you
yeah,
go,
lots to
making
be
some
excited
moves.
about.
All right, so like Joe and I said a while back, we did a top 5. So with this now, this new list of the top 10, I feel like we had to finish the top 10. We had to
I
do
mean,
ours to see where even Jalen Hurts might have fit or some of these other guys too.
right?
So Joe, again, let's recap.
Yeah.
You know, your top 5 was
Okay.
Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Baker
Mhm,
Mayfield,
mhm,
Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes at 5.
mhm.
Mine was
Yes.
Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Jared Goff for my top 5. A bit different from what their list is, but again, everybody has their
Yeah.
lists out there too. Guys, in your comments, again, I know you're watching too. Drop your comments at least
Yes.
to put
Yes.
your list in there. Who you guys got there? We were more than welcome to look at them, check them out, and talk
Absolutely.
about that.
Anybody that's new to the show, really appreciate you viewing, checking us out. If you like what you like the content, make sure you hit that subscribe button for us at Grumblings Media. Hit the thumbs up while you're there because it does help us get a little bit more recognition. And don't forget to share it with all your family and friends. Appreciate you guys being on here.
All right, Joe, pick it up at number 6 here for your sixth top quarterback. Who you got?
Oh, this is an easy one for me because you know who didn't make my top 5 is Josh Allen. And if we go
Mm,
back to the conversation that we had when we were talking about our top 5, I said it was so close with Patrick Mahomes and him. I gave it to Patrick Mahomes, gave him the edge because of his uncanny ability to just create something out of nothing. And that's what makes him great. So Mahomes ended up being 5, so that just means that Josh Allen for me is going to be 6.
okay.
It's not really that difficult to decide here. You know, Josh Allen last year, you know, throwing 28 touchdowns, only having 6 interceptions, and he continues to get better, by the way. Every year he's been in this league, he continues to get better throwing the football, making decisions, and he seems to be getting right where he needs to be in this stage of his career.
All right, man. Josh Allen again. Now, so looking at Josh Allen on your list there at 6,
Mhm.
and you've got Goff and Baker Mayfield, there at the, Goff's at number 2, Baker Mayfield at number 3. What did they really do differently that, I know Baker Mayfield blew it up last year. I mean, he went astronomical here.
Had a
That
couple of
That's why
last few
Josh
years.
Allen is kind of just fallen to 6 at this point.
Yeah, Josh Allen, the reason is just
Yeah.
simple. He does utilize his legs more because he has to. You know, um, he's a little bit more of a playmaker. He's not anywhere close, but when you look at mobile quarterbacks, you automatically think of Lamar Jackson. Well, Josh Allen is the next guy you think about. I mean, he is
Mhm.
just that different frame, very much bigger, I mean, kind of like a linebacker size guy and able to run the rock. So, um, the reason why he's lower is honestly because of what it's not for him
Mhm.
to be, he doesn't have to be the whole deal. He's a major part of the offense, but you've seen some of those trick plays they were running in Buffalo, like they had to. They didn't have a number 1 X wide receiver. It's not like he can throw the football at will all over the football field because he just doesn't have that luxury yet. And so far, I'm a little concerned going into this year for Buffalo. Do they have enough firepower? You got to wait to see what Keon Coleman does, this year and all that. So for me, currently, Josh Allen is a little bit lower than maybe some people might expect. And that's the reason.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely. Okay, Joe. So for number 6, for my 6th quarterback, I have Baker Mayfield. Again, We talked about how good he was playing. Again, he kind of got overshadowed by the names, these other elite quarterbacks
100%.
out there, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson still playing at an elite level.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow playing at a great level. If he wasn't injured, I think he definitely could have been up for the MVP instead of the comeback player again. And you can
Mhm.
see the frustration on his face because of that. But Baker Mayfield again kind of get overshadowed over there in
Crazy.
Tampa Bay, and with having some of
Crazy.
his wide receivers even injured for some time there and still making things
Exactly.
happen. The emergence of Bucky Irving too in the backfield with him too, and kind of where his career went and where it is now. At Cleveland again, starting off kind of was going to be that guy to kind of take off and be that franchise quarterback for them, but
They
didn't
gave
really work out. It had a couple of years there, and then it seemed like all of a sudden when he went under Sean McVay for that short time, something clicked, and then all of a sudden now here he is with Tampa Bay post Tom Brady, and they just pick up the ball and keep rolling, and making the playoffs with a new rejuvenated Baker Mayfield. So I
the only
got him
problem
at number 6.
the only problem that I have with the Baker Mayfield conversation is that Cleveland just gave up on him. They gave up on him too early. It's not something that clicked. We
Mm,
saw brilliant games from Baker Mayfield in a Browns uniform,
yeah.
and they just gave up too early on him. If they
Hmm.
stayed with him, just imagine where Cleveland could be right now.
Yeah.
They could
Eh,
have a quarterback that they've been missing for centuries, it feels like. Like, it's just bad decision making with that organization.
yeah.
And now
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield found a home in Tampa Bay and is living it up. And good God, his numbers are through the roof.
Hmm.
Good God,
Hmm.
the last 2 years, this guy has had such a great, resurgence of his career that, 4,500 passing yards last year, 41 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. Really good ratio, 71.4% completion percentage, very high. I mean, uh, like, was he? Yeah, 71 second in the league,
Hmm.
last year. And this isn't the only time he's been good with Tampa. The last 2 years, he's been killing it. And the guy still doesn't get enough recognition. It's just absolute blasphemy. I don't understand it.
Well, poor teams do that, Joe. We've seen it before. I've heard now with the Chicago Bears, there was one of the reporters that follows them recently just said that if Caleb Williams has like a down year here under Ben Johnson, that they're considering looking forward to a different quarterback already.
They
I think
can't.
that is
They
ridiculous.
can't.
If there's any truth to that, I mean,
No way.
sell the franchise
No
right
way.
now.
No
I
way.
mean,
I
because
mean,
I mean,
Ben
if,
Johnson just got there.
he just got there. I mean,
You
and
you
again,
need
I think
you
there's
need
things
2
about
years.
Caleb that's good. So I
You
mean,
need Yes, you need 2 years to get your offense implemented, to get full
mhm,
understanding of it. The audibles, the checks, everything, the changes, in real time on the football field. Like, come on. Like,
mhm,
you can't give up right now if he fails again. That's just too soon. And if
yeah,
that is true, just
I
gotta say that if that does end up happening, then that organization yet again is gonna go backwards another 5 to 10
backwards.
years.
Absolutely, and that's what they do. So, all right, we're talking about our top uh 10 quarterbacks here, finishing our top 5. We did top 10. We did top 5
Mhm.
a few weeks ago. All right, Joe has Josh Allen here at number 6. Who do you have at number 7, Joe?
So at number 7, this is where it kinda gets a little bit murky,
Hmm.
where now
Yeah.
you're grasping at straws for guys to that you need to kinda put there in the pedestal. So we're at 7. I'm gonna go with none other than the boy Justin Herbert in the sunshine of California. I'm
Mm.
going with Goldilocks there. With the 23 touchdowns this past year, only 3 interceptions. Kudos to the offense that was called because it limited his exposure to throwing picks, but nonetheless, super efficient. Got the job done, 3,800 passing yards. And honestly, like for Herbert, I think, listen, he's one of those guys where when you need him, he's there. He can make all the throws, he can execute. But with this offense that he's in, he's not required to do everything on his own.
Hmm.
And I feel like the first half of last year, you saw the offense that Jim Harbaugh wanted to run the whole year. Midway through the year, they said, well, this isn't working. We need to start throwing the ball more. and they became more balanced in the second half of the year, which made them more potent, more dangerous to deal with, and unlocking Herbert in a sense out of the shackles that he was bound to. So I think Herbert is a excellent quarterback. I think he is a guy who can get them at the next level. It's just a lot of things have to go their way, health wise, of course. And again, I'm a little concerned for Herbert with the receivers, but I still think he's such a good quarterback. He's going to land there 7 for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you too. Here, I have Justin Herbert at, or actually, no, I don't. I'm sorry. I have Matthew Stafford here at, sorry, number 7. I was getting ahead of myself, but I got Matthew Stafford again. Again, Stafford with his career is what he's done. I think again, recently winning a Super Bowl, playing well without,
That's
you know, his weapons for some time last year too. He lost, you know, Cooper Cup, but again, now you've got Devontae Adams here too with Puka Nakua. So I think again, you know, making that trade, the swap with Jared Goff and, you know, him, you know, to swap teams really didn't change too much. Yes, LA got their Super Bowl, but Goff is
yeah,
playing at a high level here for Detroit. But Stafford, he's shown that
really
what he
high.
can do, and he was stuck on a bad team for a very long time too, which he kind of got overshadowed over there. You know, yes, he did have Megatron and Calvin Johnson, but you know, for the longest time, it was kind of just those two, and playing through injuries constantly. And again, I think still playing at an elite level. Yes, he kind of maybe takes a tick back a little bit because 37 years old, getting a little older. He's
That's
debated
yeah.
about if he's going to stick around or
Hmm.
not, you know, what he's going
Hmm.
to do with his career.
Hmm.
So I think for this year, again, right now, I would take Matthew Stafford over some more of these quarterbacks here out there. So I've got Matthew Stafford here at 7.
Yeah, and I feel like for me, that's kind of why I didn't have Stafford at 7 is I know this is gonna be his last year.
Mhm.
I don't even think he's gonna be playing past this year. It took him a while to kind of really decide this past offseason whether he was gonna play or sign a new extension, whatnot, and play this year. So he's kind of like in the same bracket I put like Aaron Rodgers at this point in
Mhm.
terms of career, at the end of their careers.
Right.
We're really not sure how long they're gonna play. Rodgers, I'm pretty sure he can stamp it. This will be his last year. Stafford's still a little bit up in the air, but Stafford that kind of like played a part in my ranking, knowing that this guy, is at the end of his career as well. And even though he is a great quarterback, what he's done through his career has been tremendous. The amount of times this dude has been injured and has played with basically broken limbs and still slinging the rock is tremendous. Uh, what I will say too about Stafford is that, you know, it's not too shabby that last year, despite having injuries at your wide receiving position and everything, he threw for 3,700 yards. He
Mhm.
had 20 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Pretty good, pretty
Mhm.
good.
Mhm.
Um, but like for me, he's not. That's why I picked Herbert ahead of him.
Mhm.
Is I think he's efficient, kind of similar to Stafford, but he's also going to be playing. I don't really have to worry about injury too. That's the other thing is Stafford. He does have a bad back still, and I'm a little concerned this season for him. Hopefully, his offensive line is going to be able to protect him because if he starts to take some hits, maybe it goes sideways. So
Mhm.
that's
All
that
right.
deal.
So rounding up here now to your 8th spot here. Who do you got after
Matt
Justin Herbert?
Stafford, everybody.
Matthew Stafford. So
Surprise,
there you go.
surprise. Um, again, like
Mhm.
I already said the stats and whatnot, but this is
Yeah.
a guy. He's just a baller. He's a dog. That's what he is. He's a dog.
Mhm.
Like people can't really prepare for Stafford because he's already has the smarts. He already has that savvy vetness to him, and you can't shake him. Like
Mhm.
he's not a young quarterback that you can kind of get under their skin a little bit and get it, ruffle his feathers, so to speak. So Stafford would be my 8 spot.
Yeah, so then my 8th is Justin Herbert. So we just flip-flopped a
Swap.
little bit again
We
because
swap.
like I said, I probably would have put, you know, talked to me a few years ago and I'm thinking Justin
Mhm.
Herbert, you know, is probably top 5 and around there, but there's something
Right.
I've seen that where I'm like, man, some of the things that mistakes that he makes still sometimes I'm like, man, is he Am I blinded maybe or something? Or he's that good, but
Right.
if you do look at his career and what he's been able to do and still play, and maybe some of the knock and not being able to get further in the playoffs and stuff, you could probably put even on his coach that he's had,
Mhm.
before
Right.
Harbaugh. Now, it's Staley again putting his defense in a terrible position to where now his offense has to somehow and outscore the other team because he put his defense against the ropes here, going for it in short, situations and things,
Mhm.
following his analytics and putting him in a bad spot so they're not able to get wins there. But for me, again, Justin Herbert, I would like to see another kind of step up here this coming season for him to kind of move up further in my rankings here. That's why I have him near the tail end, not exactly towards the middle. So at 8, I have Justin Herbert. So what do you got here now for your number 9?
So number 9, this was kind of like a toss up for me as I'm going through. I think I'm gonna actually give it to Bo Nix. Bo
Wow.
Nix is gonna be my guy. 3,700 passing
What?
yards, 66% completion percentage, 29 touchdowns to 12 interceptions. Going into this season, I think this guy's just going to continue to get better with Sean Payton as his head coach and his offensive mentor. With the young offense they've assembled and that are going to continue to grow with Bo Nix. I was pleasantly surprised in his rookie campaign what he was able to do. I didn't think he was going to be able to do much,
Mhm.
but he proved me wrong and balled out. And I like the future for Bo Nix. I really do. That this team has been built around him with a lot of younger talent, mixed in with a couple of vets here and there. So I think it bounces out well. So surprisingly, Bo Nix is my next guy. I even surprised
That is
myself.
surprising because again, we talked about rookies. We can't go off of just the 1 year. We love Jayden
It's not off of
Daniels,
the 1 year. We're
but
projecting. We're
well, yeah,
projecting.
I get that, but man, I mean, I don't know. I definitely cannot do Bo Nix. Again, I'm think the jury's still out again. I didn't like him either before, so I was surprised as well how he did. But we shall see. I mean, I think he definitely surprised me and balled out like you said they did, and
Mhm.
and they played a lot better than I expected. But I'm looking to see in his sophomore year if he does, get better or whatnot. So, but to put him at top 10, I think there's just better talent out there that I'm sure of right now. But could be right, could be wrong.
I know
All
I'm
right.
right, Jim. That's why I
And so
said it.
yeah.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Oh boy. All right. So here, number 9. And this was a tough one here. As you're getting towards the top 10, the ends and stuff, I was looking at him like, God, do I do this to put this guy? I'm not sure. I like this guy when he's
It's a
healthy. He's
toss up,
okay.
honestly.
Um, but I gave the benefit of the doubt for it, and I've got Jalen Hurts at number 9. Why not? You know what I mean? They've got him at number 9. I got him at number 9. I do give him props for being a good leader, calm, cool, and
Mhm.
collect, getting the job done when it has to be, and being efficient when he has to be.
Yeah.
Um, but again, with the career that was kind of riddled with ups and downs, and then
Mhm.
now you get Saquon Barkley, and that's the piece that fits. I'm not
Right.
saying again, like people will flat out say the argument is, look at the weapons he has around him. Look at the, the defense that he has. This is
I
the
get it.
reason. I'm not
I
saying
get
that's
it.
all the reason. I still think he's a top 10 quarterback, just
Mhm.
not top 5 elite. He's not elite. I just think he's really good. So I put
Yeah.
him at number 9, where I think he suits and fits well right there at this point of time, with him with the team taking him to multiple Super Bowls recently. So I think he can continue on and play at a decent level. So I got him at number 9.
Gotcha.
All right, for now you're 10. Round out your top 10. What do you got?
So I'm going to make a change.
Oh,
Gonna
you
make a
pulling an
change.
audible just like that? Did
I'm
something
not
happen
listen,
within tonight that just
Bo
changed
Nix
your
is
mind?
still in my top 10, but Bo Nix is at 10.
Oh, so you're making it okay. So Bo Nix is no longer your 9. Okay.
No, Bo Nix is gonna be 10 and Jayden Daniels will be my 9.
Oh, there we go. So
And
maybe
guess
you just
what,
working
Eagles
out one.
fans? Jalen Hurts didn't make my top 10 list because he's
Uh,
going into this year, I'm telling you right now, he's not better than those guys. He doesn't produce like those guys. I understand they were rookies last year. I get that. But I'm actually looking into going into this year as well, where I think they're going to outplay Hurts, not because that they might be better across the board, but because the offense that they play in, they're
Mhm.
required to do more in their offenses than Hurts has to. And it's not because like they don't not because the Eagles don't believe in Hurts, but it's because this is what's working. We're going to stick with this. We're going to run the ball with Saquon Barkley. We're going to throw it to him sometimes, and then Hurts every once in a while. You're going to do play action. You're going to throw it short, or you're going to take that deep threat shot. So for me, Jayden Daniels is going to be asked to do more. We've seen what he did in the rookie year. Let's see if he can increase that production in his sophomore year. I think he can. The team itself got better, which same thing with the Broncos. They got better as well too. So give me the two young studs at the bottom of the top 10.
All right. Yeah. All right. So there you go. I've got here at number 10 now. CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud, I still think at this point, even though, again, a little bit of a down year last year, still played at a great level, did
Mhm.
well in the playoffs too. They kind of got shammed by the refs, but we won't get into that anymore. But still, I think the future's bright for him. And in this point in time with the league to where it is, I think he's only going to get better. So I think I could see him there at number 10, cracking the top 10 and being part of the top 10 for the next couple seasons here throughout his career. So, again, last year, you're going to have a sophomore down year a little bit here and there. People play up to you. You've had
Sometimes
some
we'll
injuries. That
see.
offensive line didn't play the best. But I think this year, again, he bounces back. And here he is at top 10 for me. Again, honorable mention, some of those guys, Aaron Rodgers off the list. Dak Prescott, I think he's a good quarterback. But again, injury plagued. I mean, and Jayden Daniels. So I give props to the rookies out there, but I just didn't feel comfortable putting rookies out
Don't
there.
worry,
But
Jim. I got you.
that
Don't worry.
but I
I
understand
got you.
that now too, though, because when you look at this list too, when they talk to some of these guys, as they stayed anonymous though too, a lot of the quotes that they had from these guys were game planning towards the quarterback. You know what I mean? So it wasn't even like, oh, I see him. This guy's plays an elite level. This is the way this guy plays. Blah blah. Blah. They feel like we're gonna attack it as, do I have to game plan for Jalen Hurts? Not really. You know what I mean? Do I have to game plan for maybe Jayden Daniels? Well, yeah, maybe because he gets
Mhm.
out of the pocket and does all that stuff.
He's a
Lamar
threat.
Jackson,
Yeah.
Josh Daniels, or Josh Allen.
Mhm.
So maybe that's kind of where they're kind of projecting some of their stuff too, is defensive minded guys. They're like, oh, I see this guy. I have to game plan to this guy. So this is where I kind of see him on my list of guys to watch.
Speaking of lists, Bishop 23 left us his list
Nice, nice.
or her
Shout out,
list.
shout out.
I don't know, his or her. I don't know. But said at number 1 he has Mahomes, number 2 he has Josh Allen, number 3
Okay.
he has Lamar, 4 Joe Burrow, 5 really? Are we really doing this? Justin Fields,
Oh my gosh.
Jalen Hurts at 6, Jayden Daniels at 7, 8 Baker, 9
Mhm.
Stafford, and 10 Goff. Oh,
It
well,
seems like he made
it
an
was
effort, or she, whoever it might be,
it
but
was going
loves
it
Justin Fields still.
all I
Was that
know
the
was
same
is it
comment
was
for me?
going really well with the top 4,
Yeah.
and
Was
then
it
I got tripped up with 5 and 6 and 7.
was it the same person from before that commented before too as well?
Bishop 23, yeah.
Was it? Yeah, okay, that's why. So maybe he's just a Ohio State fan, maybe just Justin Fields, but maybe he's a
Yeah.
Jets fan too. I don't know, but
Also,
uh,
Bishop
yeah, go ahead.
23 said Baker reminds me a lot of young Stafford. I could get that.
Mhm.
I could get it.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Got a lot of fire too. I like it.
Tough guy.
Interesting list. Again, that's the outlier, I guess, that
Hey,
Justin Fields, a guy who hasn't
at
really
least
proven
all
anything.
all I have to
Uh,
say is at least Bishop 23 gave us a
he did.
list.
He did.
We
He
got
did.
other people watching and we want to hear from you guys.
Mhm.
Let us know in the comment section down below what you guys think what your top 10 quarterbacks right now would be. It's
Mhm.
not based off a career. You can
Mhm.
you can look at like what they did last year in terms of stats and then kind of make your own synopsis and where you want to rank them. But just basically currently, right now, who's your
Mhm.
top 10 in the league? Want to hear from you guys. Drop in the comments. If you're new to the show, please, please help us out. We are growing like crazy, like wildfire, everybody. What are we?
Yeah,
We
man.
passed 17,000, past
17, yeah.
18,000 subscribers now. Like we're
Not
soaring.
18 yet, but we're almost there. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
soaring.
Yeah.
We're going.
Mhm.
We need
Mhm.
you guys to come with us. It's very simple, absolutely free. Just head over to YouTube at Grumblings Media, hit that subscribe button. Doesn't cost a thing. Hit the thumbs up as well if you like the content. Helps us grow, helps us get more noticed on YouTube. And don't forget to share it with all your family and friends. Appreciate you guys.
Mhm. Absolutely. So, Joe, before we wrap up, let's talk about some of the headlines that just happened here.
Yeah,
Um, Again, Jets
interesting
fans out there,
headlines,
Jets
guy.
rejoice. Um, Garrett Wilson again walked wrapped into a deal, which is good because that's what you kind of needed. You gotta
Got
get
Garrett Wilson,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
You gotta get him there. You got Sauce Gardner
you got
again, who's
Sauce
playing at a
Gardner.
great level too. You know, I mean, multiple Pro Bowls since he's been, on the team and started in the league.
Mhm.
Again, got shafted, I think, a lot last year. With some of the penalties that he did, but then flat out kind of just did a bunch on purpose. Got a little too handsy because of frustration and stuff on top of it with the team where it was. But I like both moves. You got to keep them there. They're looking to build something now with this team, and hopefully they can here with Aaron Glenn. And I'm rooting for Justin Fields. I mean, I would
Yeah.
like to see him do well. I think they can. I think he can be successful. With this offense here, with some of the running backs that they have behind there too. I just
Oh,
don't think they should put it all on him to kind of, bring them to where they need to go. You know what I'm
here's the
saying?
problem is if they can't run the ball and Justin Fields can't run himself,
Right.
they're done. This
Hmm.
guy is not gonna bring you back. If they get down by 10 points, that will even be a hard thing to dig himself out of. Because now you have to play pocket quarterback, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I just listen, we've seen it 100 times now. We've seen him in Chicago, it just doesn't get any better. We've seen him in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, yeah, you're gonna say, "Oh, he was 4-2 as a quarterback." Sure, before he got benched. There's a reason why he got benched though, because they noticed in those games, even though they were 4-2, when they were down, those 2 losses they had, he couldn't come back. He couldn't be the quarterback that they needed him to be. So,
Hmm.
gifted athlete again, but a guy that can't play the quarterback position and make all the throws on time, decision making, reads, all of that goes in together and it's in a split second. So if you have to take that extra second to think about it before you make that action, and that's where Fields struggles. So for the Jets fans, I know you're excited because you got a new quarterback. He's younger, new regime, everything's looking up. But with Fields, we've seen we've seen the good side, we've seen the bad side. So just keep that in mind.
Absolutely, Joe. So, all right, what else do we got out there? I
Trey
know.
Smith just signed a
Mhm.
4-year extension, making him the highest paid guard with 70 million guarantees. So,
Mhm.
the Chiefs lock him up, for at least the next 4 years. He's going to be the highest paid guard and what have you, and rightfully so. He is a really good guard. Um, man, I just think that these contracts though are getting pretty steep, in terms of salary cap, issues that could lead to later. Like we seen the Cowboys do it,
Mhm.
just spending, spending, spending. All of a sudden, it's catching up to them, and they're having a hard time locking that contract down for Micah Parsons. They're having a hard time. What are they going to do with Dak Prescott past this year? You know what I mean? What are they going to do with Deron Bland? So all these names are going to be looking for big time money. It catches up with you sometimes if you spend it recklessly. So, um, with the Chiefs now, they're another team that we thought, there's going to get to a point where they might not be able to afford Rashee Rice, extension. I think they'll get it done because he's too important to them. But again, just when we know that these situations happen with teams and they got to make business decisions.
Mhm.
Do we let him go? Do we try to trade him? Do we renegotiate longer term, like guarantees, all that kind of thing, bonuses and all that? So it gets difficult, but we'll see if they can pull it off, you know? But I do like the move. You keep a guy who you can't afford to just kind of let him go or trade him or whatnot. Too valuable, especially on the offensive line. That interior of the O line for the Chiefs is probably arguably the best interior O-line in the league. They are so good. Tackles, on the other hand, that's a whole other story.
Yeah. I like the move too. Again, you got to lock in those guys. The guys that have been there to, protect your quarterback, and you got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
But
Gotta
like you
do it.
said, we heard about what was going down here with the collusion and stuff like that. The owner still found not guilty or whatever, but now things have been coming out again that there was some kind of collusion there still, at least 1.2 with contracts to try and bring him down and less guaranteed money after the whole situation with Deshaun Watson and all that stuff. So despite all that, though,
Mhm.
still I think contracts are still inflating and getting there. Next guy always wants their next deal
It's
and the next one
it's
up and wants the
crazy.
highest paid than highest paid.
It's crazy.
Which for me kind of brings up um Terry McLaurin. And he's not saying that he's
He's
not
upset.
close to where he wants to be. 30-year-old wide receiver that really has had over 1,000 yards receiving opposite
Mhm,
only his rookie year, which he had
mhm,
929 or something like that. So constantly producing through a carousel of quarterbacks, but happens to be 30 years old now. So up for an
right.
extension. What do you do? What do you give him? What's he looking for? Obviously, he's looking for more than they expect. But what do you do with a Terry McLaurin here? I mean, yeah, where do you see him? I'm seeing with some of these guys that get paid, what they get paid,
Yeah.
and I still think he's better than some of these guys, obviously. But again,
Mhm,
at that age, what are you looking to invest? Because with a young quarterback and Jayden Daniels and what you have, I think you could get younger at the wide receiver position and get some more younger guys in there that can still perform. They made that trade for Debo. He's 29. So
right.
right now you're two starting, wide receivers opposite,
Mhm.
of whoever, around 30 years old. You know what I mean? One
Yeah,
thing you
I
got to
mean,
kind of change. You get a little younger in the wide receiving core.
this isn't but they are not. They might be 29 and 30 years old, but they are not average
Oh, they're
wide
not like
receivers.
washed up. Yeah, I know.
Terry
I get that.
McLaurin has been one of the healthiest wide receivers
Mhm.
through his whole entire career. His rookie year is the only year where he missed 1,000 rushing yards,
Yeah.
and he had
Receiving. Yeah.
919 in his rookie year.
That's what it was. Yep.
You know,
Mhm.
every year after that in the league, he's had 1,000 yards or more.
Mhm.
And I don't care if he's 30. I'm giving him a 3-year deal. I'm giving
Mhm.
him an extension. I'm locking him in because he's not just an average or above average wide receiver. He's a playmaker. He is your X factor on offense. He's the guy that you go to when you just need something to happen in your favor. You know, now
Mhm.
they got Debo, which is nice. It's kind of like a nice pairing. You know, a little bit of like thunder and lightning at wide receivers, so to speak. A guy who's very physical and Debo, a guy who looks like an animal with his shirt off. Uh, just an absolute monster. And you're going to use him as the physical type of wide receiver that he is. So
Mhm.
I don't care. I don't care if he's 30. Give him a 3-year deal, lock him in, and make it reasonable. He doesn't have to be the highest paid you know, out of guys like Justin Jefferson,
Yep.
so
Yep. So what do you
it's
think? Do you think like 3 years and like what, 90 million or something? Like so he's like 30, he's a $30 million dude, you think?
I think it has to be depend on the market. So you're not gonna pay him like Jamar Chase,
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson,
No, I
but you're
get
gonna pay
that.
him right below them.
That's
You're
what
gonna
I'm
pay
thinking,
him
somewhere around there.
whatever the market dictates, right below that level of wide receiver.
Mhm.
And arguably, he could be paid close to the same as
Mhm.
Jefferson. I mean, the guy's been healthy. The guy has, like I said, his stats are through the roof. He's been quietly one of the best receivers in the league, and
Yeah.
you can't just let him. You just can't give up on him. Even if, let's just say, this draft that they go into, the upcoming draft, they are going to focus on wide receiver. They're going to pick the next guy in their minds.
Mhm.
You still don't let him walk to bring this guy in. You want to teach him too. Terry McLaurin would be an excellent veteran to learn under. So lock him up for 3 years. You got Debo, and then look to the future to add to that position group.
Yeah, but again, I'm just looking. What is he looking for? I mean, what are sources saying that he's looking for? Because right now he's got a cap number of 25.5 right now with the on the
Mhm.
roster here for them, um, until this contract. He's got a void year next year. Um, I think again, a $5 million raise or 500,000, or yeah,
It's gonna come down to
$5 million
guarantees.
raise would be
It's
good.
gonna come down to guarantees, it always does. He wants to get paid handsomely. He needs those that big guarantee. That's what is job
Hmm.
security,
Hmm.
and there's nothing better than guaranteed money. So that's what it's going to come down to.
Hmm.
The number might it doesn't make much sense to them. It's not the overall number; it's the
Yeah,
guaranteed
it's the
money number.
guaranteed
So
money. Hmm.
it's whatever the market dictates. That's what he's going to be looking for, and he's going to be looking to maybe not necessarily be the highest paid in guarantees, but he wants to be paid. He wants a raise.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly, which, again, I think he
deserves it.
should, but again, if there's issues and they're not close, potentially he's, not happy with it or frustrated with it, what's the
He already
deal?
is
What's the number?
frustrated.
So, yeah, oh,
He already
exactly.
is frustrated. That
So,
ship sailed. Like, he's already upset about the reason why it's taking so long.
mhm,
Like,
mhm,
I'm pretty sure they have an agreement close, but it's the guaranteed money that's off.
yeah,
I
yeah.
guarantee you that's what it is.
And I'd say give it to him then, whatever,
It's
because
like,
again,
listen,
he's proven to play for you, at an elite level throughout his career.
I
You
don't
know what
care.
I'm saying?
Ask him if he wants it in Bitcoin. Just
Yeah, right?
figure something out.
Yeah, yeah, I agree, I agree. Alright, what else, Joe? What do we got here?
That's it for the big
That's
the
it.
big
Alright,
news.
alright, so there you go. So yeah, I mean, we got camp starting
Unless
up.
you want to talk about uniform unveilings.
No,
I mean,
no,
the Tampa Bay's coming back with the OG,
yeah, yeah, see
creamsicle
it's funny how now
white
they just
uniforms.
decide to do all that stuff now. They're like, "Hey, we're gonna do these throwback jerseys now and
Every
stuff and blah, blah, blah,
everybody's
and this,
trying
that,
to
and the other."
increase
That's
those
cool.
ticket sales. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
or
Hey,
just
look it, we
jersey
got
sales.
new
"Let's get the
jerseys.
throwbacks. Let's get these ones." Yeah. Like, okay. Um I want to see better color rush jerseys. I mean, let's get crazy here again. I don't like the white. I'm not a fan of white out there either, too.
It
So
depends on the
change that.
team. It
Yeah.
depends on the team, honestly. Like I like the Broncos white uniforms. Thought
Mhm.
those looked really nice when they came out with them.
That's true because I
It
think the
definitely
Bengals when they
depends.
go white out with the white helmet, I think is really
Yeah.
good looking. I
Yeah,
think that's
those are
sharp.
real nice too.
One thing on the headlines that I noticed, which I think is well deserved, is that the Washington Commanders will be honoring and retiring Art Monk's jersey, 81, Art Monk.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
Great wide receiver. I mean, I remember him
Phenomenal.
watching him,
Hall of
through the
Famer.
years. Again, yeah, absolutely here. I don't know why they haven't done this yet. You know what I mean? Like, why did it
All
take
right.
so long here? But
So
you
I got a
know,
quick question. I just popped in and looked up guaranteed money out of the top wide receivers.
yeah,
Obviously Chase and Jefferson, we're not even going to mention them. CD
right.
Lamb is a
CeeDee
hundred
Lamb's
million
there. Yeah.
in guarantees.
Hmm.
Here's where it gets interesting. Where do you rank a guy like Terry McLaurin to these guys? AJ Brown, who has 84 million in guarantees. Amon-Ra St. Brown with 77 million in guarantees.
Well, you got DJ Moore with 82. I mean, 82.6 guaranteed, total guaranteed. Like you said, then you got DK Metcalf, then Amon Rossi Brown at 77. So I'm
I'm
not,
saying
I don't, I would give him more than Amon Ross St. Brown at this point. You know what I mean?
I would give him 80.
Yeah.
I would even give him 83
Hmm.
just to get ahead of DJ.
Yeah.
Maybe that might make him happy.
Right.
Maybe that's what the struggling um
Hmm.
position is.
Hmm.
Is that number is like he wants above 80 and they're like, "Well, we want to pay a 75."
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if it's really if it's not that far off, just freaking give it to him.
Right. Right.
Like
Right.
you're in the end, if you're Washington, in the end you want to get this deal done no matter what.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
just get make it happen somehow.
Right, right, and look at it this way, again, this is, like you said, make it a 3 years that he's got good years left in him,
Yeah.
Amon-Ross, 26, and he's making that guaranteed money right now. It's
Mhm.
guaranteed in a few years when he re-ups, he's gonna be
Mhm.
making more than that. So I mean,
Mhm.
this is what
Mhm.
happens. You're gonna have a guy leapfrog here and then go back, and then you're gonna leapfrog them again. And this is as so it goes, you know what I mean? So
Well,
I think I would agree with that too. I would do that. Guaranteed money, 80 plus million.
yeah,
I would say that right now.
I wouldn't that's the thing is they can't wait after this year. They
No.
gotta make this
No,
happen.
yeah, they have
They
to.
gotta get
Yeah.
it done.
Hmm.
So it's like there is no time to fool around and we're gonna wait till next year, next off
Yeah,
season,
and
and
you
then
don't
we'll
want this to
reconvene.
last throughout the whole,
Now
year and stuff.
let's make your best wide receiver happy and one of the best wide receivers in the league and keep him.
Mhm,
You know, revisit this whole conversation when he's 33 and looking for another deal.
mhm,
You know, then it might be a little bit hairy. Then it's like, yeah, Devontae, Devontae Adams is out there. He's still surviving. You know, how
mhm.
much longer does he play? You know, it's crazy.
What do you think about the amount of rookie contracts that haven't gotten signed yet, that are still out there right before camp
I
gets
don't
going?
think anything about it. Honestly,
Yeah,
everybody's overblowing this thing. It
yeah,
happens every single year. Oh, there's a holdout. Oh my God, it's never going to get done. He could enter. We heard about Shamar Stewart about
mhm.
how, oh my God, he if he doesn't sign by this day, he's going to re-enter the draft next year. Do you think the Bengals or any franchise for that matter would actually let that happen?
No, no, no.
No, they already used their draft pick. They're not gonna let him go into next they're gonna get
Yeah,
it done just like all these other rookies are gonna sign, and the
and they're gonna
crazy
take their
thing
time because they're not officially,
the
they can't get fined for not showing up to camp, if
no, the
you know what I
crazy
mean?
thing
So,
about all this is it's only about the guarantees
yeah,
for where they got picked.
where they
It's
got
not
picked.
about the
Yeah.
overall
No,
contract. That's
no.
already been decided before they got drafted.
Mhm, mhm.
So, it's just about the guaranteed money. This is
Yeah.
the other hurdle that all these teams need to conquer in the future drafts. They might actually have to come together, at the NFL meetings and start discussing, do we make the guaranteed money tier level? Just boom, boom, every pick. And there is no negotiation at all
Mhm.
because this seems to be becoming a problem that more this year than any other
Yeah.
year. And it
Mhm.
seems to be like maybe agents got smarter and they're like, hey, we can still negotiate guarantees though. So
Yeah.
we're gonna hold out. We're gonna see if we can get higher guaranteed than we
Mhm.
normally would. So they might have to go to a tier system with the guaranteed money for draft picks too, going into the future of the upcoming
Yeah,
drafts.
because what they're following too, it's almost like this with the guaranteed on, contracts on their players that are already there. They see
Mhm.
somebody else works out a better deal and they're like, well, then I want a better deal than what his deal is and what he's got
Right.
here. So I want more of
Exactly.
that. So they're
Jockeying.
just negotiating the whole time. And like you said,
Yeah.
the good thing about it for them, as far as they see, is they don't show up, they don't get fined or anything because technically they're not, employed by the team yet. So they're not losing money, so whatever, they can just sit for the, time being as long as they want. But along
Mhm.
with that, we've also seen what's happened with that. Look at Joey Bosa. He's held out before and got injured. And then now throughout his career, he's had multiple
Yeah.
injuries. But you risk things like that, not getting into the football shape and not showing up and hitting,
Yeah.
and
I'm
getting
not
all that. So, but
again, I'm not worried
mhm,
that all these teams are gonna get the deals done when it counts. Get them in for training camp. That's all they care about.
yep.
So when training camp actually happens, right before then, maybe it's 24 hours before training camp opens. You're going to start seeing contracts get signed. They're
Right,
going
it'll
to get
be
the
like
deals done.
24 hours after the show airs. Like, that's usually the way
That's
it
right.
goes too. Like, we
It
bring it up
usually happens when we
and
start talking
it
about it.
stops, like, right after. So, all right, Joe, it's been a blast talking about that. We gave you guys
Always.
our top 10 quarterbacks, um, out there. Let's list it one more time for you guys, just in case, you're just joining us too. And again, you guys are listening to the audio podcast too, because you can get this podcast through anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple's, Spotify, Pandora. Um, Comment your list here too, or or send a message to us here at Grumblings Media. My top 10 quarterbacks reads as this: Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Matthew Stafford, Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts, and then CJ Stroud. Joe's is Joe Burrow, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Jayden Daniels, and then rounding it out is Bo Nix. So there you go, everybody. Comment in this comment section, like the video, and Joe, that's it.
Or dislike the video.
Please don't dislike
it's
the
fine.
video. So
No, you can,
you
because
can.
the more clicks we get, the more aware everybody else can be about this show.
Well,
So
there you
it
go.
doesn't
We
matter if you
appreciate
like
that.
it or dislike it. Just do one of them.
There you go. Or all of it. Comment too. Tell us you don't like us in the
Everything.
comments if you want. So it's fine. We don't care. It's all good. All right. So that's it. We will see you guys next week and talk about some more good stuff with you guys. See you in the next one.
Hey everybody, this is Big John from Grumblings Media, and I just want to say thank you for watching our content. If you want to support our efforts here at Grumblings Media, just smash the subscribe button right here, totally free, or just go ahead and consume more of our great content. Click either one of these two boxes.